Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today, I want to talk to you about a really important topic and one that I really hope is just going to get your mind twirling and you're going to be like, ooh, I can't wait to try this out. This is what I'm calling the #1 dating hack to discovering if you've attracted yet another toxic person, narcissist, or abuser. So if you're watching this video, chances are that you have a history of this and you are ready to break this pattern for good. That was me. And by applying what I'm going to share with you today, hopefully you are going to discover right away who or what you are dealing with. But first, to anybody who's new here, please don't forget to subscribe and to hit the bell notification so that you can be alerted when I upload new videos. I also have a piece I do called Dear KB. So if you would like to have any questions that you post in the comments down below, then I will be happy to address that in the playlist called Dear KB. So let's talk about this. What is the #1 dating hack? Now, at first you might be like, really? This is going to work? I want you to bear with me while I unpack this with you because it's going to make perfect sense. As people pleasers, when we first start dating people, what do? We want to be easygoing and over accommodating, and we don't want to be bothersome. And we're so concerned about this person liking us that we often don't express our needs or our desires or our preferences or our opinions. We don't do those things early on in the relationship out of fear that this person may not like us. So the #1 dating hack to do is actually the complete opposite. Be authentic, be vulnerable, and be honest with what you need, what you like, and what your opinions are. Okay, people don't reveal themselves to us when we're being super, super nice to them and super, super accommodating, especially a toxic or narcissistic person. Okay, they're going to lap that up because what's their shtick? They want it all about them, and we're making it all about them. But what happens when we have an opinion or a preference or a need, or if we demand and require respect from the beginning of the relationship? What's going to happen? They will start to reveal themselves, and you will know it by the subtle nuances of their behavior. The #1 way that we can tell if a person is someone who has longevity in them, who's really looking for a committed relationship, like committed relationship, not a lopsided relationship, those people are going to be willing to take personal responsibility, and they're going to be willing to meet you at your preferences and needs as well. So what I mean about taking personal responsibility, what that means is if you call them out on something with calm assertiveness. I don't mean be a B or to be a D. I mean you're calm and assertive. You're like, hey, and you're mentioning the thing that you are feeling is disrespectful or not cool. And I'm not saying this is anything that is based on neediness. I'm talking about things that are truly disrespectful. Like, let's say if it's a man, he walks in the door first and lets the door slam in your face. Or if your person you're dating is continually 15, 20 minutes or more late, or someone who consistently tries to reschedule last minute, whatever. When you start to state your needs and wants and what it is required to be with you, which is the best treatment of how you want to be treated. This is not something often prince or princess zone. This is just true respect and consideration for you. When you start to require these and speak up with calm assertiveness, I'm going to keep saying that, then your person is going to reveal to you exactly who they are. For those of you who have been with a narcissist or a toxic person, you do know this already, that it's a slow burn, right? The relationship seems like it's so wonderful at first and we're so connected and we have all this chemistry and they're saying all the right things. Chances are they're love bombing us or, showering us with all of this attention. But over time, that starts to decrease and it starts to slowly morph from being about us to being all about them. And then they turn up their behavior, their bad behavior, just a little bit at a time, where we don't really feel it at first. We might kind of think that was a little odd or weird, but, we kind of, sweep it under the rug because we're people pleasers and we don't want the confrontation, or we're afraid of looking like we're mean or something like that. And then slowly over time, I call it the slow burn for a reason, is slowly over. It's like a sunburn, right? You could start to kind of feel it happening, but it's not that much. But then an hour later, it's more. And then 5 hours later, it's really bad. It's kind of the same thing over time, over weeks, over months, over years. This person is all of a sudden off the charts, toxic. And there we are standing there going, what happened? Okay. That's the dynamic. That's how it rolls with a toxic person or a narcissist. So when you do the opposite of, instead of showing up just all, oh, Mr. and Mrs. Nice, whatever you want. Oh, I don't care that you were 45 minutes late. Ha ha ha. No, when you start to respect, or I'm sorry, yes, respect yourself and then require that same respect back from your person, you're going to know right away. So they're either going to say, take ownership and say, oh my gosh, my bad. I'm so sorry. I apologize. I won't do that again. Or I'll do my best not to do that again. Or let's say, it's something like the person's repeatedly late. And I'm just going to use that as an example. There's a billion examples you could use here, but they may say something like, yeah, my boss kept me right when I was walking out the door. He grabbed me and wanted to talk about this project. Or I went to text you and my phone fell down in the crack between the other seat and the door, and I couldn't, I was on the freeway and I couldn't reach it. I mean, if there's like a legit thing and you can feel the energy of their honesty and you can feel like this is really legit, then you can say, okay. And then you see if it happens again. But each time you speak up with respect and consideration and protection of yourself. This is the best way to reveal this person's character, because they're either going to show up in a healthy way or they're going to show up in an unhealthy way. And likely if it's in an unhealthy way, it's going to be small at first. It's not going to be big blowout yell, although I've heard those type of things happening on first, second, or third dates. I'm like, what? It may just be something really small, like they may try to somehow turn it around on you, like, oh, are we controlling? Or stop sweating the small stuff. What's the big deal? Or, somehow it's not going to be ownership. All right. It's going to be in some type of way that you're going to feel that little inkling. And that's one of the main things that I teach as a mentor and an author is I teach people to return back to their personal power. As people pleasers, we're often fragmented out. We're all over the place managing everybody else's feelings. And we have not remembered ourselves. So part of healing from people pleasing is to return back to self and to really learn to trust the feelings that we're feeling. And when we feel that little, that was weird, I don't call those red flags. I call them pink flags. And pink flags are just little indicators where you might need a little bit more information. Okay. Doesn't mean you have to break up with the person or go running for the hills, but it's like, I saw that, but let me see if more of this reveals. And I'm just going to add this in there because I find it really important. This is why I often suggest that we don't have sex with our partners right away, because many times women especially will bond via sex and then we're kind of walking around in some sort of cloud and we start to see them through a different lens, and we may not be as honest with ourselves if we have bonded with them sexually and physically. So it's super important to do your best not to jump in the sack right away with people that you're dating, so that they can reveal their character and you can decide if they're a good fit for you. Remember, you're not out there auditioning for anybody. Okay. You don't need pick me. I'll be so nice. I'm so great. You be you, and you decide whether you want to pick that person. All right, you guys, I hope you really got a lot from this today. This is a really super important topic, and one that I feel like if you start practicing this, you're going to see a really dramatic change in the type of people that you're attracting, because you're going to spot it faster and you're going to save yourself so much time and energy. If you once again, if you haven't yet, please subscribe and click the bell notification so that you receive alerts when I've uploaded new videos. And I can't wait to talk to you guys next time. So much love. Mwah. Bye.